I don't even really know where to begin. But I think it's best to just begin at the beginning. Obviously, if you weren't able to tell by the title of this video, this isn't going to be a lot of comedy in this. There's a man, George Floyd. A name that is going to be seared in my mind, I think, probably forever. He was, I guess, drunk. Got pulled over. Cops decided to arrest him. Maybe he was belligerent. Maybe he resisted a little bit. I don't know. They get him down. They get him cuffed. And an officer sits on his neck with his knee pressed in his neck for 8 minutes. He was crying out that he couldn't breathe. Ultimately, he died. It's extremely sad. And I honestly don't think there's many people who aren't really on the same page with this. It's kind of impossible to not be on the same page with this. It reminded me, there was a point for a couple months, I think, where my big thing that I like to watch on YouTube was this guy, Patty Mayo. Those of you who know his channel, you know his channel. For those of you who don't, he was a bail bondsman. Like, he would go out and catch bail skippers and shit like that, people who weren't showing up at their court dates, stuff like that. He'd go out, kind of like a bounty hunter almost, grab these people up, take them in. I think he became a sheriff for some really like small town. Or like, I guess there was like 4 sheriffs and he was one of them, something like that. But I watched his videos because it was kind of an example of, to me, both how to do law enforcement and how not to. He would be shitty with people, smarmy with people, insulting with people, shit like that. And when that kind of started to get worse, I stopped watching him. But at the same time, he was also very safety-minded and respectful. However much sense that makes. You kind of have to watch his videos for an extended amount of time to really get what I mean by all that. But whenever he'd cuff people, you know, he'd get them under control, and he'd have them cuffed, and he would always ask them, "Are the cuffs too tight? Do you need me to loosen the cuffs?" And they'd loosen the cuffs. The cuffs are too tight. And sometimes people go, "Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, all right." And he was always very conscious, you know, like if there was points where he'd be wrestling around with people and shit like that, and fucking trying to bring them under control and shit like that. And, you know, afterwards they had a medic on their, you know, in their little crew, and she would check people out and make sure they were okay, give them whatever medical assistance they needed, shit like that. It was always a concern for the safety of the people. Even when he had to wrestle motherfuckers down and tase people and shit like that. There was one video where him and his partner went to this guy's house, or his property, I guess, whatever. And, you know, they're walking out towards him, and they're, you know, screaming for him or shit like that, come out and stuff like that. And shots fired. Dude starts shooting at him. They dive behind this, like, dirt mound. He's behind this old van. And he's shooting at him with a rifle. And man, they start shooting back. Both of them emptied their clips into this dude's fucking van. And, you know, he gave up, threw the rifle out, gave up, right? And they walked up to him. I mean, they had just literally been in a firefight with this dude. And then they're sitting there talking to him like, you know why we're here, man? You know, and it was like unbelievable to me. This fucking guy is no Patty Mayo. He killed this guy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He killed this guy. They want to give him third-degree murder. honestly, I don't think that's appropriate. I go more second. They are calling for first. First degree murder means that you've planned and premeditated this shit. One guy is arguing that premeditation happens whenever you just decide to do an act. That means that you premeditate. You're deciding, I'm going to do this, and you do it immediately right then and there, and that's premeditated. That changes a whole lot of shit if you're going to argue that fucking point. That's incorrect. First degree murder is too far. Third degree murder is too light. Third degree murder is manslaughter. It's essentially, we was fighting, and I didn't think it'd kill him. I mean, I know if you punch somebody in the head, there's who knows what could happen, but I certainly wasn't going out to kill the guy, you know, fuck, right? Second degree murder is blatant disregard for human life. I would say that kneeling on a dude's neck for 8-9 minutes, that's a pretty blatant disregard for human life. You don't do that unless you just don't care about what happens. I would go second degree murder. First is too far. Second degree murder, that's justice. The other 3 cops are accessories. Everybody's like, what do you do about the other 3 cops? They're accessories. They sat there, watched it happen, had the ability to do something about it, and did nothing. Accessories, definitely. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the whole actual George Floyd thing. It's wrong. The dude was drunk. I don't care how drunk or how belligerent you are, you don't deserve to be killed for that shit. That's not one of the crimes we kill people for. Murder is kind of one of those crimes we kill people for. But, whatever. As far as, and I'm not saying that the cop should be given the death sentence for this shit. Again, that's second degree murder isn't a death sentence thing. Whatever. For those of you who just aren't clever enough to get what I'm saying. So now we go into the second part of this. What happens after? Now, proceeding forward from here, because there are so many people who are just willfully stupid with my videos, I'm going to define 3 words for you so that when I use them going forward, you will understand exactly what I mean. A protester is somebody who goes out with signs or special shirts, whatever, and they chant funny chants, and they walk around in circles, and all they want is to just air their grievances. They want everybody to know, I'm upset about this. And that's what protesters are, right? Rioters are people who break shit, burn shit, pull people out of their vehicles and beat them, chase people down on the streets and beat them. Those are rioters, right? Criminals. Looters are people who go into stores and homes that have been rioted upon, opened up through riot. Not always, but in this case, this is what I'm talking about. Looters, people that go into places of business and homes and just grab up whatever the fuck they can carry and run off, right? Also, criminals, it's theft. You can become, you start a protester, and you can become a rioter, and then become a looter. You can't start a looter and then become a protester. You can't start as a rioter and then become a protester. You can go forward, you cannot go back. This is my belief. If you agree with me or not, I don't really give a shit. This is my opinion. This is my fucking show. You want to disagree with me? We'll argue it out in the comments. I don't mind doing that shit. But I don't think you can run around and burn shit and then go, oh man, this is wrong. I'm going to just hold my sign and chant. And expect to somehow not be held liable for what you've burned previously. Right? You can't go back after committing the crime and say, no, I'm just a protester. Right? So, protests start. Protesters go out with their signs and their chants, and they chant their things, and they air their grievances. Right? They want something done. They wanted this cop arrested. They wanted justice. And they deserved it. Everybody deserves it. These people definitely deserved it. This guy was killed needlessly. And it's, again, another drop in the fucking bucket of fucking cops that kill white people, or black people. Right? Now, a brief word on what I feel about the police. 90 to 99% of them are good people who want to get up, go to work, do fun community things, hang out with the kids, show them the squad car. Oh, you want to turn on the siren? It's that button right there, right? That's what cops want to do. They want to live in peaceful communities where they sit around bored as fuck. And the most exciting thing is they get to chase somebody an extra 2 blocks because they speed or ran a stoplight, and they're thinking, oh, this could be like the Big Trouble thing, right? Like romantically they love the idea of it, but they don't ever actually want it to happen. That's what cops want to do for the most part. They don't want to shoot at people and run people down and fucking have to fight with people and arrest people violently and all this other shit. Like, how many of you wake up for work in the morning and think, oh my god, I hope there's a fire that I'm going to have to help with today? Or oh my god, I hope that something falls down and hurts somebody, and then there's just a big fucking to-do. Nobody goes to work like that. I don't think to myself when I get up in the morning to go to my warehousing job, oh, I hope somebody drives the tow motor off the dock today. Wouldn't that be fun? Just because, oh, it would be excitement. Yeah, but somebody could get seriously hurt or fucking killed. I don't want that to happen. Ever. And I've been there when that shit has happened. And it ain't fun. When you're in the moment, it ain't fucking fun. It's fun to tell the story afterwards because everybody's alright. But it isn't fucking fun when it's going on. When you're sitting in the break room and you hear, goofy as it was, Mayday come across the fucking radio after hearing a very loud noise that you thought was the trash guy picking up. And then you run outside to see a tow motor on its side, and you're just praying to God you're not going to see somebody caught underneath it. That shit isn't fucking fun. It ain't cool. Nobody wants to go to their job and have the most terrible fucking things happen. So for any of you who think that all cops just want to go out there and get into fights and fucking arrest people, you're wrong. You're dead fucking wrong. There's a very small percentage of them who might be that fucking retarded. But it isn't all of them. And that very small percentage, when they do what they're gonna do, it gets amplified and it becomes the only thing that police did that whole day. Out of the probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of fucking police interactions that go on a daily basis, we see the one time when one piece of shit does an injustice to himself, to his department, to his city, to his state, to his country. And that's what everybody just assumes is just going on all the fucking time. And it isn't. It isn't what's happening. People need to fucking divorce themselves from that fantasy. It's a delusion to think that cops want to go out and shoot people. They don't. Most cops, when they have to, when it's justified, are fucked up, sometimes to the point where they just can't do it anymore. I knew a cop that was like that once. Got hurt on the job, very bad day, and retired. at like 30 something. He retired from the police force because he's like, nah, man, I didn't fucking sign up for that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, what the fuck did you think you signed up for, man? Whatever. Nevertheless, no. Nobody goes out there hoping for trouble. So, protesters show up. They want justice. And they deserve it. George Floyd deserves it. And it looks like he's going to get partial justice. But, again, my opinion, whatever. If I was running this world, second-degree murder. Definitely. They go out and protest. And because it's a protest, it's a racially motivated protest, right? There's a lot of angst. There's a lot of anger. We're coming out of this pandemic. You know, tensions are high just because people are fucking stir crazy. They've been locked inside for months. Shit's just, we're at a boiling point, right? And I'm not the only, fortune teller in the world. There's a whole lot of people that can read the fucking tea leaves, or as I like to call it, the news, and kind of get an idea of possibilities. At the very least, possible futures. I believe I said in the past, I talked about civil war, that it was inevitable, that it was coming. And it was a dress rehearsal. Charlottesville. When you had Antifa on one side, and you had the alt-right on the other side, right? And they started fighting, it was a whole thing. I said it was a dress rehearsal, right? This is both sides learning what to do. In this situation, my loose belief, because I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but my loose belief is that for the most part, the far right people, the racists, the Nazis, whatever you want to fucking call them, the really bad people on the right, they're pretty much looking around going, black people burning black cities, let them go, right? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible that they're out there stoking this. In fact, it's probably most likely that there are some of them out there. But they're not going out in droves, right? Antifa is the ones that are bussing themselves in from all manner of other states to go to where this is fucking happening. We're going to ground zero. And what do they bring with them? Pallets of bricks. It's weird. There's no construction in a lot of these areas, and yet people are beginning to find stacks of bricks just sitting out on the sidewalk. Very odd, isn't it? We've got protests planned for today. Everybody bring your brick? No, because that's some riot shit. And I thought this was a protest. Right? Antifa are the people who fucking burn shit and break shit. This isn't new. Fuck. I've been talking about this shit since the first year that I was, since 2016. 2017, early 2017 at the very earliest. I've been talking about this. When they tried to burn the venue that Milo Yiannopoulos was talking at, I said, these people are going to be a fucking problem, man. So we cannot let this shit fester and grow. These people are going to be a fucking problem. And then there was the fucking Charlottesville thing, right? The dress rehearsal for Civil War. I called it then. These people are a fucking problem. Something needs to be done about them. But everybody went, oh, no. They're protesters. No. They're rioters. They're people who want to watch shit burn. It reminds me of Batman Rises. For those who've seen it. Bane takes fucking everything and wants to give it all to the people. So what do the people do? They break into all the mansions and the wealthiest people's homes, right? Throw them out into the street to die with nothing because, it's what they deserve, right? And now we'll just trash everything. And it reminds me of the scene with Selena Kyle, and her girlfriend walks up behind her and hugs her from behind, and she's like, this was somebody's home. And Ditzy Blonde goes, yeah, now it's everybody's home. And I'm looking at it going, and it looks like a shit pile. Everything's broken. There's fucking shit all over the floor. Who wants to live like that? Antifa. They do. Because they don't have anything anyways. What? Giving a busted possession to somebody who has nothing, at least now they have something, right? Something's better than nothing. So let's live in a fucking trash heap. Let's just destroy everything. Nobody can have anything nice anymore because it's everybody's. And while I might enjoy watching TV, that guy enjoys breaking TVs. Since it's everybody's, he broke the TV. My TV. Our TV. Now nobody gets to watch TV. He got what he wanted. Now he's got to go find a new TV to break. This is the Antifa belief structure. Nobody should own anything. Everything should just be everybody's. And if I want to break it, it's my fucking right. It's my possession just as much as yours. So they go out there, handing out bricks to people. Because, why not? Hey, if I hand you a brick, you can either build a house with it, or throw it through a window. Not my fault what you decide to do with it afterwards. I just gave you a brick. At a racially tense fucking protest. And it's starting to get dark. I guess we're going to need a fire so that we can see by. They're saying that most of the people that have been arrested at these riots are out of state. This is like coming from Pennsylvania. Fucking dude. Crossing multiple state lines to go to a protest in groups, bringing pallets of bricks, stashing accelerants around the city, bringing Molotov cocktails. Sorry, but bricks and Molotov cocktails never really been things that I think of whenever I want to go to a protest. It's generally my placard. I need to have my sign. I need to have my, whatever the fuck shirt. Black Lives Matter shirt or whatever. And I need to think up a clever chant that everybody's going to want to take up. I don't think to myself I need bricks and Molotovs, because that's what you need for riots. That's rioter gear. Right? These people are a fucking problem. We need to figure something out what to do about them. Because these people are a fucking problem. And if you think this shit is just going to be in the cities, well, what happens when the cities are fucking smoldering wrecks? That's good enough? A bully beats you up on the playground and steals your lunch money? It's just because he needed it that one day? No. Do it the next day. Because over there, we're real close to the suburb. Burn that shit too. A lot of people are figuring out that it's all fun and games when they're burning 3 towns over. But all of a sudden now they're banging on my front door. Fucking, well, this isn't cool. Yeah, no shit. It wasn't cool for the people who lived 3 towns over either. But it's certainly funny to them now that you're getting fucking raided. Because you were rah, go. Burn it all to the ground. Well, It all includes you, stupid. And ultimately, this is what we've got going on. We've got the stupid leading the ignorant. And it's just mass chaos. And the saddest, fucking most pitiful thing about all of this is, you think to all the other stuff, the Trayvon Martin, the other fucking dude that was killed, the other dude that was killed, and the other dude that was killed, and it all comes out that they either had records or were in the midst of committing a crime or this, that, or the other thing, and we don't really know, and we're going to have to do an investigation. This big, long thing. You got all this shit where everything's so divisive and everybody's so split on it. The one time everybody can kind of look at the situation and go, yeah, that was fucked. That was way fucked. And that dude should pay for that shit because that was way fucked. The time that 90% of us are on the same page, now we're burning the world. The whole situation is sad and unfortunate. This isn't cool. This isn't going to solve anything. This perpetuates the cycle. The chain is complete. Dickhead kills a guy. People get upset. People start rioting, shooting cops. Cops start shooting back, which gets more people upset. More death leads to more death, leads to more people upset, which leads to more death, more death. We're swirling down the toilet. And everybody is just loving to be distracted from what's actually going on here. We've got a group of people who have been a problem in this country now for years. I think that's almost totally accurate. 4 years. Right? This fucking group has been a problem. And they have got their little symbols and their little flags, and we've got our special colors, and we've got little groups all over the place. You know, they call them cells. And the sleeper has awoken and is now going to highly tense areas with literally accelerants and bricks. And all it takes is one person to throw one brick through one window, and then everybody's fucking going crazy. It's like when the prey runs on the Serengeti, every fucking predator fucking lifts its head up and goes, "Aw, shit." National Guard has been called out. They stormed the White House. Attempted to storm the White House. They tried to pull down the barricade. If you think for 1 second that that barricade is put there to protect Donald Trump and the other people in the White House, you're out of your fucking mind. It is to protect your dumbass from running the yard. Because what do you think happens if 100 people decide to rush the White House? Why do you think all the lawns at the White House are so big and broad and tree-free in so many places? Why do you think that is? It's called a field of fire. You think the Secret Service is going to wait until they're literally setting fires at the base of the building to start doing something about it? You stupid? Fuck no. They are going to mow people down in the yard. Because that's their job. It's like they're not going to just let people storm the fucking White House. And we're just going to hope that they want to come and just yell at Donald Trump and hold their signs in protest. You're out of your fucking mind. Donald Trump tweets, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." And every fucking moron who wants to play the English game says he's talking about killing protesters. No. No. He's warning rioters that when you become looters, people are going to shoot you. Because they're going to want to protect their shit. I'm going to tell you right now. If somebody starts beating down doors in my apartment complex, I'm heavily armed in this motherfucker. And I don't plan on waiting until somebody comes in and breaks something before I'm going to start fucking threatening motherfuckers. And if it comes down to it, I have to defend myself. I'm not stupid. And I ain't gonna care about, oh, we just wanted to steal all your stuff. Yeah, until I look really meek and then you decide you want to beat me to death. Fuck you. Don't come to my place, motherfucker. If I look out my peephole and I see 8 fucking people standing in the hallway, I'm gonna put one through the door and then ask what they want. Because I ain't fucking stupid. Well, that's pretty fucking stupid. But nevertheless, you know what I mean? People, motherfucker. What'd you hear me say? People. I don't care if you're white, black. I don't give a fuck who or what you are. You're a threat to me, you're a threat to me. No matter what. This is the belief of everybody. Don't fucking confuse yourself, right? There's a whole lot of confused motherfuckers. Most of them are reporters right now, thinking to themselves, I got shot at, but I'm on their side. Dude, you're holding the camera. Their side is the people holding torches. You ain't holding a torch. I don't give a fuck about you. You ain't on their side. You think these people love you because you're the media? Fuck no. Dude, you're the wealthy elite. You're who they're trying to fight against. Oh, CNN, I heard a CNN guy got arrested. That's them suppressing the free press. No. Everybody in that area was told to disperse. When the police come through with sirens going, disperse immediately, leave the streets, disperse immediately, they're not talking to everybody but the reporters. They're talking to everybody. Disperse. Leave now. That's when you go, they're telling us we got to get out of here, so we got to go. We're going to go back to the hotel room. We'll get you some film from the fucking balcony, but I ain't staying out on the street because we're being told to disperse. That's a smart reporter. People are being told to disperse. Shit's getting shut down. End of story. They sat there. Where do you want me to go? You want me to go over there? You want me to go over here? Disperse. It means go. Well, I can go over there? You're saying I can go over there? Fucking liberals. Liberals who are like, oh my God, they're attacking my place of business. Yeah, because you own a place of business. This is what happens when you let ignorance and stupidity run rampant. Sooner or later, we gotta start thinking just as a people. We have to identify who the real troublemakers are, and we have to, in some way, deal with them. Either encourage them to not be troublemakers, or what do you think is going to happen? You start running down the streets, and shooting at people's houses, and fucking burning shit. What do you think is going to happen? This isn't a fucking game. This is real life and death. These are real stakes people are playing for. And as this progresses, it's just going to get worse. If this continues into the next week, and the next week, and the next month, and the next month, if this goes worse and worse, sooner or later, somebody has to have the presence of mind to say, I'm not going to be a pawn for those who would seek to use me to just further the end of the Western world. Luckily enough, there have been some people who have decided to eschew this nonsense. I mean, for the most part, the protesting's fucking done. Like, there's not a lot of people. I mean, there's still protests going on. But for the most part, like, the protesters, those who are smart, are like, alright, shit, there's rioters here amongst us, and I am not going to be associated with rioters, because I just wanted to do a protest. I just wanted to voice my grievance. I didn't want to fucking kill people, and I didn't want to fucking burn places. I didn't want to take people's livelihoods from them. I don't want to burn low-rent housing. Already got so much damage that has been done because of the coronavirus. But I guess just closing businesses down wasn't enough. We gotta burn them. Fuck that. We can't just close businesses. Fuck small businesses. We can't just have them close. Some of them are still left. Those need to be burned. I mean, and these fucking assholes have been sitting around just waiting for this. Just waiting. They've been waiting for years. They've been here and there. They've been keeping their presence known. But it wasn't like that one summer. It wasn't like the summer of 17. Where it was a constant in the news, Antifa this, Antifa that, Antifa's doing this, Antifa's doing that. They've been there. But, the media has been nice enough to play it down, for the most part. And they've just kind of been sitting around just waiting. Waiting for shit to get tense enough. We had a pandemic. There's a whole lot of racial tension on that. Because, of course, black people are being discriminated against. The virus is attacking them more than white people. No, but that's a thing people put forward. Black people are and then the shutdown. A lot of tension because people are worried about where their next meal is going to come from. Businesses going out of business. What the fuck are we going to do about my job? All this shit going on. Right? A lot of people out of work. Sitting around for months. Nothing to do. And then you throw the murder of George Floyd. The match to set the whole fucking keg up. And you get people that are smart enough to go, this is it. This is our moment. The country is at its weakest. We were very sick for a very long time, and now we're starting to kind of try and recover. Right? And so now it's time to really hit the system. Let's really fuck it up. What we didn't lose from the coronavirus, just burn it. I understand. It's people's First Amendment right to go out and peaceably assemble and protest. But I believe that everybody has an obligation to understand when enacting your rights can allow nefarious elements of our society to take advantage of you acting out your rights so that they can perpetrate crime. We got it. Dude, honestly, in this case, one never knows. Because events happen one on top of another. Dude dies, protests, cop gets arrested, more protests, other things happen, this happens. Right? They all fall on top of each other. So you can't tell what caused what. Obviously, the death of George Floyd caused the protest. But was it the protest that caused the cop to get arrested? Or was it the intervening time of investigation and really looking at it and going, okay, this is bad. Making the decision, yeah, this is going to happen. Who's to say? But everybody who has an agenda is pointing to whatever the fuck works for them. We might not have even needed the protests. This was so bad. I mean, there's just no goddamn question about it. This was so bad. I honestly wonder if the protests were even necessary. I could see it for other times where there's a big question of what the fuck is going on. But in this case, I really wonder if the protests were even necessary. Because I think this was going to shake out the same way no matter what. But we'll never know. Because the protests happened that fucking evening. Like, as soon as the video went out there and got viral, there was a protest the next fucking day. So, right? What are you going to do? And as soon as the protests got hot and heavy enough, other people just knew. This is our opportunity. If we want to watch the shit burn, time to light a match. We need to get smarter as people. We need to get more specific with our language. We need to call a protester, a fucking rioter, a looter, a looter. Quit playing these fucking games. Our media needs to quit playing these fucking games. Quit inciting this shit. Quit driving it forward. Do right by the people who watch you. It's just because everybody is just in it for themselves. That's it. I think I'm pretty much run down. I was going to do this Friday, but I'm like, man, I don't want to go into the fucking weekend leaving you guys with this. And I was just so fucking heartbroken over the whole thing. Because again, I called this years ago. I don't understand how it's so far out of the sight of everybody else. I get it. I've got 5,000 subscribers. Maybe 200 people watch me per video. But fuck's sake, man. Is nobody else thinking about further ramifications? Nobody else sits around and goes, wow, I wonder what this could lead to. And then actually thinks about it? Like, am I the only fucking person doing this? Everybody needs to smarten up. Everybody needs to fucking see who the real villains are in this. And the people who are tasked with giving us good faith, honest information need to give us good faith, honest information. And stop pushing your activism. You want to be an activist? God bless, man. Go ahead, be an activist. But don't get on the fucking Sunday night news and expect to be a fucking activist. You're not a fucking you're either a journalist or an activist. Again, and you need to be upfront with this shit. Journalists report on the news. A man died. There are protests. We'll wait for further information. There isn't an autopsy report yet, but it certainly seems things are going to progress. That's a reporting of the news. This white man killed this black man in cold blood. He did it because he was a racist. That's activism. We need to get a lot clearer on the definition of words. Don Lemon, you're an activist. You're not a journalist. Chris Cuomo, you're an activist. You're not a journalist. Rachel Maddow, you're an activist. You're not a journalist. I can't honestly think of a time where I ever saw any of those fucking people actually reporting the news. They always have some fucking opinionated spin on it. Alright. I'm done. I'm just done with it. Fuck, man. I don't know what else I'm going to be doing about this. I don't know. We'll see as fucking things develop. What's going on? I'll report on it when I feel that it's appropriate. But I'm not going to do this shit every day. I can't. Again, like with coronavirus, I can't fucking do this every day. I am not going to sit here and talk about all the new buildings that have been burned and all the new people that have been killed. I'm not doing it. But fuck, man. And this is going to be the thing for however long it lasts. But I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not going to spin out of control. They may try. But the military is literally on standby. And you can sit there and go, yeah, you can't call out the military. The military by law is not, you can't enforce state law. State law? Motherfucker. This is the country at this point. They're not going to let this shit just spill out into the world. And one of the key things that people are attacking is government structures. Government buildings. Churches and shit. This is not that churches are government buildings, but I mean, throwing that in there, right? No. The government can quell insurrection within its borders. It absolutely fucking can. They're not enforcing state law. They're enforcing federal law. And, man, if you start fucking looking like an invading army, you're going to have to deal with the army. They're already dealing with the National Guard. You think if it gets to the point where the National Guard can't handle it, they're just going to go, oh, well, I guess the city burns. Are you fucking stupid? Like, my advice to people, if you're in one of these cities and you feel very strongly about this, awesome. There are all manner of social media type things that you can do to voice your anger. And they're going to do just as good as standing on the street with a sign, yelling shit. Hey. Obey your curfews. Disperse when you're told to disperse. If shit starts getting out of control, go the fuck home. Don't be stupid. What? You think it's just not going to happen to you? Oh, I'm in this massive group of people. Yeah. So is everybody else who's bleeding and crying on the side of on the fucking side of the road. They were in a massive group of people too. But people are throwing rocks into mass groups of people. And people are going to start shooting shit into mass groups of people. What do you think is going to happen? Just please, everybody, please, just for me, for whatever it is that you care about, for yourselves. Just don't be stupid.